What's up guys, Phoenix here, and we are back with a brand new review. Thanks for checking out the channel, and if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. Today, we're going to become contract killers with IO Interactive's Hitman 3, the concluding part of their World of Assassination trilogy. Let's check it out.
Agent 47, the apex predator.
At the turn of the millennium, following the incredible success of Metal Gear Solid in 1998, stealth became the new big draw in the gaming world. A large number of developers started creating stealth-based games. Then in the year 2000, IO Interactive stepped up and introduced us to Agent 47 in Hitman Silent Assassin. The slow, thought-provoking gameplay of the original drew gamers into a new world of assassination. Fast forward 16 years later, and IO Interactive rebuilt that world and began a more sandbox, less story-based trilogy. Now, that trilogy comes to a close with Hitman 3.
The ICA site in Chongqing houses the agency's data storage and analyst division. Needless to say, security is daunting.
The story picks up where Hitman 2 left off, with Agent 47 continuing his efforts to put a stop to the shady goings-on behind the closed doors of the assassination world. This takes place across multiple locations in the world and shows a lot of variation in the intelligently designed maps. This game brings a story arc of the trilogy to a satisfying conclusion, but the story feels as though it doesn't matter at times, because the gameplay of Hitman 3 is so impressive. Not too much has changed across the course of the series, and at a time when it seems like a lot of developers are trying to remake, remaster and reinvent themselves, IO Interactive keeps the core gameplay what it always has been. Get in, assassinate your target and get out, without anyone ever knowing you were there. That, right there, is why Hitman is so iconic.
Stay down. The boss wants you alive. Yeah?
Sounds play a crucial role in Hitman 3. Not only do you find yourself using sound to distract your enemies, but listening into conversations is all part of its charm. Some of these conversations contain useful information that leads to different opportunities and ways to take down your target, while some of them are simply there to give the world a life of its own. The voice acting is great, and Agent 47 is as cold and calculating as ever. This fully comes across in his voice alone. Add to all the music, which complements the game well, and you're pulling ahead of the pack. While the game isn't about shooting everything in sight, though you can if you want, my one criticism is that sound effects on gunfire seems to be lacking in depth. That's not to say it's bad, it just doesn't deliver anything special. This is a tiny issue though, because 99% of the time you'll barely unholster your weapon.
Marcus Stuyvesant is fifth generation old money. His family made its fortune in real estate and banking, and were at one point the chief landowners in New York.
Graphically, Hitman 3 improves on what came before. As you'd expect, the next generation optimizations work well, and the locations on display are stunningly realised. I experienced one or two minor issues of becoming stuck on the scenery, or the occasional object appearing embedded in a wall or something, but this was very rare and not unexpected for a brand new release in this day and age. It didn't have any effect on my enjoyment on the game though. The graphical presentation of Hitman 3 was very nice. The menus in particular ran smoothly and felt high-tech, and this fit the theme of the game perfectly.
I used every encryption known to man. Who are these guys?
The best. It's only a matter of time before they get lucky. We need to take them down.
In terms of controls, IO Interactive have barely changed them since Hitman in 2016. And that's a great thing, because returning players will find them easy to get to grips with, while new players to the franchise will also find them pretty easy thanks to helpful button prompts that are ever present throughout your playthrough.
Well, the plan stays the same. Your destination is the Scepter, the world's tallest building where the partners are laying low, courtesy of their host, Sheikh Omar Al-Ghazali.
Now depending on the player, Hitman 3 can be as long or as short as you'd like. With 6 locations, 7 if you count the really small prologue, each can be finished relatively quickly, though the key word here is can. You don't want it to be, trust me. There's an abundance of challenges for each map, each requiring you to play through again and again to complete your objectives in different ways, though Hitman 3 keeps this interesting by allowing you to unlock different starting locations and equipment. This helps you to plan your next run through to be more efficient and cater to the challenge you plan on completing. My favourite thing about Hitman 3 is how owners of Hitman 1 and 2 can import their content, so that essentially all 3 games in the trilogy appear to be in one hub. Kinda similar to how Warzone players can access both Modern Warfare and Black Ops, but this feels much smoother and less disjointed than that. It's like you're playing one big game with seamlessly integrated expansions. This was a lovely touch. Unfortunately, at the time of writing, PC players need to wait a few weeks according to IO Interactive for this feature to be implemented, but for console players this should be an available feature from day one.
Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back.
Personally, I had loads of fun trying out different methods of assassination to complete my contracts. It's exactly what a Hitman game should be, with a slightly darker tone to the story and makes for a perfect end to a near perfect trilogy. The game loses nothing of what made the Hitman games so popular with fans, but improves on everything that the world of Assassination has offered us to date. I love it, and loading up this game gave me the same level of excitement I had when I first booted up the Hitman games back on my PlayStation 2. It's a tense game, but one that reminds us that a game doesn't have to involve wiping out hordes of enemies and blowing up everything in sight to make it great.
Someone likes to keep secrets.
Secrets are our stock and trade. Besides, from what I hear, you have a few of your own.
In my opinion, Hitman 3 does everything it should do. It takes us on a journey around the world, gives us an amazing end to a conspiracy involving shady organisations, builds adrenaline through tense encounters, but most importantly, it gives us a solid, polished gaming experience that keeps you coming back again and again to hone your skills and become the deadliest silent assassin that has ever existed.
Right. This is our moment, 47. Providence ruined our lives with the flick of a pen. Today, we return the favor. Happy hunting.
Of all the stealth assassins that have come and gone in the gaming world, I'd argue that Agent 47 ranks up there among the deadliest. And of all the Hitman games to ever have existed, I would argue that Hitman 3 ranks up there among the best. It's a dynamic game, which you can almost bend to your will, finally reaching the conclusion of a great story. It's a lesson in how to stay true to its legacy, only improving on what came before in almost every way. A smooth, polished game with impressive graphics, nice voice acting, and gameplay that lets you know Agent 47 isn't messing around. Overall, I give Hitman 3 an amazing 9 out of 10, making it the first game I've reviewed to get my must-buy seal of approval. So what do you guys think? Does Hitman reach the same heights for you? Are there any games you'd like to see me give my opinion on? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video. Until next time friends, stay safe.